Yo, I know this dude. He's from game 1. Miles Edgeworth. Hey, Francisco. I go where I'm needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught. Von Karma. Daughter of Von Karma. Manfred. Prosecutor. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I could exact my revenge on you in a different venue, but I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would be a criminal. Have you no shame? It's a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill him. Misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain's office. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Do you honestly believe that I killed the man? I can put your arrest on hold until then. Well, it should be. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties. I have no duty which I must fulfill. I have to get going. Crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I have no intention to. Gumshoe? Too slow. Ow. Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. I'm supposed to guard him? Yes or no? Yes, sir. I'll arrest you on the spot. Clear? Now, if you'll excuse me. Sup? Thanks. So, how's the investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. A little too quick. That's kinda creepy. That's odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's in America. There must be some kind of backstory. She kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office a week ago. Something about chasing down leads related to certain incident. No details? Kind of top secret. Can't talk about it, even with me. I doubt top secret part was what stopped her from talking to me. I wonder if her case had anything to do with mine. You. He wasn't for this kind of thinking. He was quite shaken up. I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence. Negative powers come out, Silver 9000. Is that a Dragon Ball reference? Royals. In the next late movie, Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo or Tokyo. Champion of Earth. Rock swords, so many box swords. Yeah, I think it's false alarm, right, Mr. Ashworth? Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Completely ignoring me as usual. Whimper. He's just enjoying the sight. Do you like planes too, mister? Alice returned main room tails. What about he derives his pleasure from the distant aspect. You can stand next to me. So about the plane swing. Thank you. Alright, what now? We're back. You must be the captain. Yes. And who might you be? Prodigy prosecutor Franziska von Karma. Got a few questions. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting pregnant with another woman. What? Are they dating or something? I'm ready to forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? Only guy for you, my dear Cammy. You still want to ask the captain some questions? He was in the cockpit the entire time, how without he would know anything of use. Anyways, I like to leave the type of witness to Franziska and her whip. Got whipped. He's still here? I'll see you there. Sorry. I'm so sorry. How long do you think to hold me? Impossible. He's getting accused. Time is money. Okay, what's going on? Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep. I did not concern... Wait, I missed that. Okay. Art? What sort of art? He's an art dealer, so we got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I saw all kinds of art. Kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. What cloth? What? What cloth? Oh shit, you're right. Can I present this? Can you please take a look at this for me? Virginian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Of course, this fabric is so famous. And this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. Detective, when can I have my cargo moved? When we're done investigating, pal. Stubbornness, no good. Attendant? Miss Tanero? Rhoda, what did you mean that attendant? She was taken into the attendance room for her interview, and they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tannero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? What? Miles Edgeworth. You were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yeah? What about it? I was able to obtain the cooperation of flight attendants. Speaking of the attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tanero. Do I have permission? Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. Got it. Did you trick those attendants with your talking? but you can't trick me. Okay? Let's not complicate. I go to the most obvious conclusion. I just autoplay. The likeliest suspect. Gotta break her logic. Let's not complicate things. Scene of the crime.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a little rash by simply returning me to culprit? I like my very simple and perfect. Let's finish this in 3 minutes. Yow. Has it changed a bit?
Hold it!
Hold it! Do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? Arrest me. Are you saying there is more I need to know? Her hand slipped. Was here in the very loud. It's not the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered.
Hold it!
Talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for the attendant at 5, and then from the time after that call until the body was found, only person in the lounge was you.
Hold it!
It was true that I was in the lounge the whole time. That fact alone does not make it a criminal. Objection! We'll see about the conclusion of this investigation. There's one feeling that even you must admit at this time. This makes you the likeliest
Hold
suspect.
it!
Francisca, I demand to see some proof that you're not guilty. Likely suspect. What a roundabout. Here, she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that required and where we acquired it. I guess it's this. No? I believe the only phrase I believe. Bruh. This is why I don't fucking like this system, man. Obviously, this is where I present, right? Crime scene was here. Transport the body. Do I present this?
Objection!
It's the same fucking thing, man. I found the clot inside the suitcase. It would appear you did not have all the information needed. What does that mean? Found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The real scene of the crime is not in this lounge at all.
Objection!
Objection! Excuse me? All you did was find a cloth inside the suitcase. That I just showed her, and it said it was wrong. Be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expect you to come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. But you didn't know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point? As if there's proof of that. Where's the proof? Okay, I could do this, or I could show her this. I could show her the bottom of the wheels. But if I do that... Okay, which one is it? They both make sense, right? I either show her the suitcase with the grape juice at the bottom, or I show her this, grape juice footprints with the wheel marks. It's one of those, but the game's gonna say I'm wrong. Should I show? Oh, fuck it. Indeed, I have an answer now. Oh, fuck, man. How does this make sense, bro? It's the same fucking evidence. Where's the proof? Okay, so is this one. I had to take a bet. They both make sense, man. And yes, I like to draw attention to the answer right here. This game is ass. Alright.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks like suspiciously protracts into wheels? I suppose. There's also grape juice residues in the wheels of it. That's what I'm saying, man. What the fuck? It's like, it's the same piece of evidence.
Objection!
Oh, bullshit. Not so fast. Still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. Another one. Alright. It's fucking RNG at this point. You prepare yourself and acquire the piggy bank before the plane hit you with that turbulence. Alright, just go on. Just go on. What are you insinuating? No matter how strong a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears behind me. I'll expose the flaws in your logic. You prepared yourself and acquired a piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death. And while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. How the fuck does that make sense? With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had it from and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Reasonably so, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not right. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit. And you waited for the victim in the lounge. In the lounge, where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body. With no way out, put the suitcase back where you had it taken from and pretended to be the discoverer. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit. Stop that. Then you waited for the victim or you beat him to death. Then while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuck in the suitcase, and then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Was hit in the back of the head. You waited for the victim in the lounge. In the seat where you took off again at 5 a.m. World famous expert with the piggy bank before. Okay, when was this acquired? After the turbulence. Okay, let's present this. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit turbulence. Taken after the turbulence. Alright, that's definitely it. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic, essential tools that those who stand in courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? This piggy bank is a fake. It's not the real murder weapon. The timing of when the piggy bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence that occurred. But then what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank, went back to the elevator, and hit him in the head. The victim's wallet was planted in my personage. Why was I knocked out? That knocked me out? You there. Yes, ma'am? Other than the piggy bank, was there anything else resembling a murder weapon? We didn't find anything in this lounge or the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of it was broken, and the remaining items were all tested negative for any trace of blood. Yes, sir. Well, the treasurer's stall taxes are at an end. Maybe it's just hidden. If the criminal had wanted to hide a weapon, it would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. That's what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still in the murderous personage or at the real crime scene. Objection! There's one more possibility. That the piggy bank was in fact the real murder weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display before the turbulence by opening the lock. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. And I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So it means that the killer had the keys to the display case. The person they're talking about, not so fast. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Tanero? I recall you also wished to speak to her. Yes. Permission granted. But only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Understood? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you wish so. Miss Tanero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Mm-hmm. It was Cammy, right? So you're the one that poked around. Devastating. The flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming. What were you hoping to accomplish? Mr. Nero. Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too? Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright, talk to me. Captain's permission? Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seemed to be rather taken. I saw, and I don't blame him. I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being a killer. Wanted to make amends. Well, thanks. I was able to clear myself on all the charges. Really? And now, I will do the same for you. There's one more thing I'd like to ask. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes. And why were you there? Well... Why the hesitation? In-flight shop. I was checking up on the shop like I always do. It was for work then? Yes. I'm in charge of the shop. I was trying to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After you visited the shop, you paid a visit to this room. Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Okay. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. This? Ask her about this? No. This? Take a look at this. That suitcase. Yes. You're the one who designed it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop. There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about the suitcase? Well, I was interested in how the suitcase I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see it was the last one there. The last one there. The last suitcase was the last one. Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that case. No. They didn't sell at all. Awkward. Then say you'll buy it. How much is it? You said $1,200, right? No, I'll pass. I guarantee it, personally, as a service professional. How should I put this? It's hideous. Damn, bro. Maybe it was too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase, it isn't the design, it's the number remaining. There are 2 suitcases when I investigated it. 2, but that's impossible. It looks like her story has generally acquired a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1. Something amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, what's one of the suitcases doing here? I thought you said there was only 1. Did you buy it yourself? It's mine. I used it for a long time. No. Awkward. She's used it for a long time? I think not. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. I don't believe even for a second that you've used this for a long time. The price tag? Probably.
Take that!
Take that! Tell me. Is it also your habit to keep the price tag? Ah. What's the meaning of this? Why would you lie about this suitcase? Just admit it, it sucks. The design is ass. Awkward. I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase originally... Hmm? Has to be this, right? The in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still in the suitcase, can you assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop? And the person who bought the suitcase was you.
Take that!
Take that! It was you. I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed sucks. You saw how poorly the design was and you poured your heart into it was selling. And you were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling and buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Awkward. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when the design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally accomplished something. But it didn't sell. You didn't sell any? So you had two, and none of those sold. Can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting in there to collect dust. So I felt bad day in and day out, so I bought one for myself. You buy one every single time you work a flight? Damn, she's gonna be poor, bro. You went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt. Your receipt is clearly timestamped 540. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones. Ouch. Where are the other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Ashworth, you don't think the killer used one of my suitcases? Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ouch, man. Why you gotta do her like that? That's all I ever wished them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? Screw that door. What about security? There's no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to, which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members. I can't believe it. So it's Cammy, right? I think that's how I remember it. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. What do you mean? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story, which is why I said the culprit must be a member who used their key card. Miles Ashworth. They're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold. Yes, it's the only realistic possibility. Miss Millie. She had this to say. In order to make the elevator go down the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda. Only you. I keep that key card in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Hold on. I don't believe it. What's wrong? Key card is gone. You really thought this through. Officer, arrest this woman. Ouch. Gotta be a bad day, man. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. I know that you are the lead investigator in this case. However, don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You have plenty of time, bro. You got all the time in the world. Get a fucking job. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do? I intend to do likewise. Save in progress? Yes. Yes. Save complete. Wow, so this is the cargo hold. It's big. That's all hers. The plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. This is the real scene of the murder. There is a certainly high probability of that, which is why we are here. Let's go investigate, sir. Holy suitcases. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. Okay, so none of them sold. Artsy. Why not purchase one? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Listen here. 1,200, he ain't got the money. I think I'll pass. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. Although it definitely looks like this one is missing. What's this brutal stick thing? Glass. 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 Hold up. You wear glasses, right? The glasses are there. It looks like glasses. Keeping track of as many pieces of cardboard must be very taxing. Sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover. What's this? Hey, what's with the suitcase? There's nothing out of the ordinary in here. Wait, a file. There's a photo. Looks like a profile. Why did Mr. Hicks have a document in this position? You a spy? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, right? And you began the investigation right after. It seems to me that you're already here at this airport for something besides murder. And I got the evidence. Why at the airport? Interpol. Came to this airport as an Interpol liaison. What the fuck is that? Interpol, government organization, international crime police organization, commonly known as Interpol, is an international organization facilitates worldwide police cooperation and crime control. What is LICEN? Communication or cooperation which facilitates a close working relationship between people or organizations. Okay. Interpol is involved. Top secret operations. I can't tell you any more than I already have. Alright, let me present this. No. Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. Haven't noticed a thing. All sorts of boxes are piled here. This one says flammable. This one says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Oops. Oh, I love pushing the buttons. Crosswalk size. Should give it a try, sir. Come on. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor. Detective can't move. Yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you push it now. Oh, what is... no. Didn't know that this plane was capable of carrying such large pieces of cargo. How big is this thing? Probably take 20 of you to cover the entire surface. How big is this thing, bro? Are planes this big? Sir, notice anything? It's really big. Can't believe they can fit all this stuff here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of investigating here. Whoa, stuff's falling on me. Oh no. Let's get the show on the road. Which item do you want me to start on? There are those who are masochistic, and then there's Gumshoe. That flight attendant. She's the killer. No. No, she's not. A great number of things pointing to us in that direction. Like how she didn't tell us about her buying her own suitcase? Yes. However, in regards to the key card that was stolen, I can't seem to find any evidence that she's lying about that. Anything else? What about upstairs? Anything up? I guess all that's left is logic, right? Were they broken during this murder? Where's this one? Where's this one? Connected. There's obviously a connection, right? Yay. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remains of the glasses lens. Ergo, the victim was here just as it... Wait, hold on. So, they switched out the glasses? You're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability just has skyrocketed. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Collect those. Ah. Why would Mr. Hicks have documents for filing for that? I think they know each other. As part of an Interpol investigation. Ah. Maybe she followed her. Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, an Interpol agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Hello? Hello? What you got? Truth behind Hicks. He came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim. Nonsense. What you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you and victim's luggage. I suppose we prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed, which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol agent Hicks. I should have known you'd figure it out. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent? Yes. He was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on the cell phone when he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. What was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something and came down. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Whip him. He came here for work-related reason, of course. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation. Do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately. I was going to find out from him after he landed. This raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold. But the key was stolen, right? Must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with the person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are testament to that. The killer put Agent Hicks into one of his spare suitcases and entered the elevator, but while they were lighting it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. What about the glass? The intense shaking suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling his contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the room from before. Yay. I think it's pretty easy to see who the culprit at this stage. No. Probably Cammy, if I remember correctly. I know what you're thinking, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Definitive evidence. Can I just skip her now? I know what you're trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Definitive evidence.
Hold it!
Okay, just press everything. Or even the captain. Can't the plane still... The plane can still operate for like a few hours, right? Like, a lot of it is an autopilot.
Hold it!
Are you talking about the murder weapon? Yes, She's also the only person with the key to open the display case. Further, there's the key. Let's press this just in case.
Objection!
Stop it right there. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep insisting that it's fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless. Not a surprise after all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the beekeeping as a murder weapon. What should we examine further? The crime scene? To help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon. The body, probably. What should we examine further? The crime scene? The piggy bank? We examined the piggy bank, right? It matches the head. Or the blood matches up, and there's nothing else. I guess the body? Franziska, I think you too quickly jumped to your conclusion. Was I? Yeah. Scruffy? Yes, sir. That's a ma'am. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Eek. Sir. It's not a sir. That's a ma'am. We got a big problem. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they say they already know one thing for sure. Report. There's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to the middle back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area, as maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge. It wasn't just his head, the killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Yeah, why didn't you just do this before? So we went through all of this, assuming that someone hit him in the head. Well, they said they were still looking for her into that. Then do that, bro. Do that first. Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you must remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you to return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo. I suppose there's no choice. Finally, I think he gave. Hey, what are you? You have left me no choice but use strong force. You won't get past me. Wait. So that's what this whole thing has been about. There's a metal key to the display case that held him. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderer's weapon. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to the back. Did he just die? Nobody can find his real weapon. Okay, these all make sense. Cause of death. Nobody could find anything. Yeah, I was on the trail of international smuggling, right? Is there some way for me to prove this isn't the real murder weapon? Murder weapon couldn't be found. Do I connect this, or do I connect this? I guess. Let's try it. Yay. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is an intensive bruise over such an area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggesting of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, Pigmink is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. He just fell. He just showed me. We're looking for a rather large weapon. You think it'd stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles any weapon. Just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the beginning. It's too impossibly big. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Is he dead, though? Is he okay? What? Found it. Found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. We didn't realize until now, but the answer has been right in front of us. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him. There's that pompous attitude of yours. You should drop it. You guys have the same pose, by the way, with your arms crossed and everything. If you really are a prosecutor, back up your evidence. You two aren't listening, are you? Come on, show me this real murder weapon. Don't have evidence to show. Because it's too big. He just fell, right? You don't need it. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence? He fell. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what the real cause of death. Free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, free falling. You know, they could have gotten the autopsy if you just waited a few more minutes. He fell to his death. Yes, it's the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruises in the back of his head on his back. He fell to his death. But it happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen? He just fell right there. The clown looking dude just fell. Can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs to this very cargo hold. What? We're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sir. Well, he's not gonna die from that. Tell me you're dead. Hey, what's up? He's alive. There you have it. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over. That man is living proof. I suppose. The current circumstances. What's that supposed to mean? What would have happened if that large piece of cargo wasn't there? He would have been pancaked. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. But there is no proof that it was always there. There it was. What can I use to show that it's possible the box was not always there? No. I want to focus on the game. What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Beautiful pattern that's in solar pipeline. What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? What kind of time? Bought at an in-flight shop and left Nintendo's room. Timestamp was 5:40. A brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo. There it is.
Take that!
He refueled in the Republic of Zhengfa. Yes. But that wasn't the only reason. He also transferred some cargo. Let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Zhengfa Express. Yes, meaning that it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo during the Europe Zhengfa in the flight, making a clear drop in which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Ah yes, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. I have to re-examine everything. If you win the raffle, you get one more for free. How about these ideas? Just take it off. Try stabilizer. Let's see. I'll leave red statue. Let's get investigating, sir. Hey, yo. Is yours? Should I see what else I can find out from him? Hey. Want to talk? I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. I'll leave red statue worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. So 100K? $10 million. Stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles makes. How did you do that? As though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? It's the same thing, right? It's like a 10% difference. That's what I'm saying. I was wondering if you could allow us to examine it a bit closer. A very valuable piece of art. There will be no touching. Can I present something? It's this, right? If I remember correctly. He wants me to pay? No. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing. sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover. I look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask. Shut up. Logic time. There we go. Connect that shit. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. So, fake statue? About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be fake. How dare you say it? I suspect that your statue might be a target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves were not there. I have certification in my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Can't read this. What does it say? The cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. Which means that there was never a window of time. I respectfully disagree. You can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself. This, I know I've seen this somewhere. It's from the photo, right? Olive red gives us such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. Such a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, it was brought to this country to exhibit it. Claims it's worth 10 million cents, which is 100K. Alright, let's... So this is the infamous Aleph Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine more in detail. This is the Aleph Red statue. I swear I've seen this somewhere. Yes. I wouldn't call it sparkling. Maybe dully shining? What else? We go down. What's this? It looks like it's stepping all over his neighbor's cloth cover. Kind of removes the owner's attitude. Huh. What you say now? Further, by clothing him is not being stepped on by anyone. It's too expensive. Forgive the trespass of my subordinate. Why should I forgive if the dress passes on that it is expensive dress? You keep it. Alright, what else? Suitcase? Too bad for Mr. Dinero. Design is unremarkable. I read this before now. Buy one, get one free. You win a raffle, you get one more for free. How about those ideas? Everyone would lose. Alright, what else? What do you have here? Zhengfa Express on the cloth. I'm gonna take a guess. This delivery company based in Zhengfa. Something is tugging at the corner of my mind as though something is out of place. Yeah, we've seen the photo, right? Oh, wait a minute. The eyes. Made out of some sort of gem. That's a real nice shade of orange for a sec. Didn't know they were true. Reminds me of the eyes in this gray cat. But these are supposed to be in this color? Is it possible this statue is a fake? Yes. Let me deduce. It's possible I connected to any of the evidence I hold? Is that it? Eureka! Those eyes are awfully orange. Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. I do, but it's really like the color of the sun. The memories. I remember standing out in the field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes? Huh? Ah, sir, they're red. As I thought, the statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? I'm a busy man. I only have 2 seconds to answer. The Isle of Red, I suppose, is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on the European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess the statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like it's going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you that you may, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but sympathy? For what? You see, I'd like to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has a very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. Eyes of a statue. Why does start yelling? You see, Mr. LeBlanc, statue before is a fake. A fake? Show me right here. I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa. And I will present to you the evidence that will resolve remaining contradiction. What do we have here? It says Zhengfa expressed in the cloth. Something tugging in the corner of mine as long as I get out of the place. What's this? Statue looks like he's stepping all over his neighbor's cloth cover. We've read this, man. We've read this part. Alright, let's deduce that. Okay, so I'm not going to put any of the evidence I hold. Wait a minute. The jewels in the eye sockets, they were made to look just like real gems. So you mean these are real? You really think the forgery will waste any kind of money in replica? Guess not. Oh. I can probably find some rocks by the river I can polish up the real ones. Alright, anything else? Go, you arrows. Back at the head, brought at the in-flight shop and left in the attendant's room. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Timeline. It was loaded on board during refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. During the refueling, want to try it out? The timing is off. Zhengfa came first, and afterwards they onboarded the statue. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Huh? Wait. I'm right? But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but a statue on top of the cross, supposing that the native piece of cargo was brought on board in Zenfa. There's no way in that part it should wind up under something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zenfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask you, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity abroad from his flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. May be true, however, you have it backwards. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he has a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. Would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched. There's someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo can be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statues could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. All I had to do was hold the Zenfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination before I leave now. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. After moving the Ali Fred statue out of the way, we tested the alien leaf with luminol and there was a reaction. There indication that there was blood on the spot. I suppose it would appear that way. We cleaned the blood up as well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer pull up the blood? I got it. Right here.
Take that!
Take that! We used a bloody cloth. I say. They had a need to clean up the blood. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it. You guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zenfa? There's no definitive timeline for the events of the murder. If that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zenfa, then this person becomes highly suspect. Well, it's not Tenero, first of all. Should we try Millie? Because that's who I remember. About Agent Hicks in regards to when we departed Zenfa. As I was saying, I see at 5 a.m. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service call, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? The only person that can answer it is Millie herself. To be continued. Well, we got a culprit. Cammy Millie. Miss Millie? Miss Millie. Oh, do you recall what you said earlier about when you answered some service calls that we were recording? Mr. Hicks was sitting in the seat at the time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead for long before we ever touched down. Miss Cammy Millie? Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did. No one can make mistakes so large, Miss Millie. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. There's no one nowhere. There must be a better way to resolve this contradiction. Very well, Miss Millie, if you please. Tell me about your alibi during the time spent from just before we landed at 3 and 6 a.m. when the body was found. You telling me I'm a suspect? Yep. Autoplay. What? I just missed all that.
Hold it!
Press. Suspicious. I'ma press you on that shit. Whooper, bro. That's what I mean. Whipper. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4. Yes. What were you doing? Eating, having most delicious drink. You were neglecting your duties. No way. Sleeping's part of the job too, you know. Technically is. Oh, yeah. From 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Suspicious. You were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah. I don't even popped in the oh, I think a contradiction just popped up. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Raise an objection. Miss Millie, there's a clear contradiction. Huh? What you talking about? It's not possible that you're alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6. Okay, what am I talking about? Five to 6 drinks. Bought at in-flight shop and left in attendance room. Timestamp 5:30. Probably that, right?
Take that!
Take that, liar! Look at the receipt. Huh? For what? It's for the suitcase, Ms. Tenryopot. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40. Yes? Why is the killer here? They're locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6, you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop. Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase, after which I went straight to the attendant's room and dropped it off. And you didn't see Miss Millie at the time? No. Miss Millie, where were you really? Miss Cammy Millie? The bathroom? Maybe that's it. I just missed her. Nature calls. Do you dig me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. Well, it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Okay. We'll just skip this. Reason for suspicion. I'm one of the crew. Suspicious. No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. A statement regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies. Yes, I suppose that's true enough. But you'd think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She has already been detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten? Yeah. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. Can't believe you think that. A killer? Me? She's the one in charge of Edward. Keep her in charge. Suspicious. And what are you in charge of, Miss Millie? Attendance room. That doesn't count. But I spend so much time there, it might as well be my personal responsibility. Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one. I mean, that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? Yeah, we're only got a Virginian, which we know. And I suppose you're in charge of the processing documents in Virginian? Yeah. Interesting. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Hold it!
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious. But why? While Miss Nero is busy with the town passengers and all her duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands.
Objection!
Objection! I demand that you cease and desist this line of conjectural questioning. I want you to bluff your way into a certain defense lawyer. But I do not honestly believe Miss Willie does any extra work. That's not true. Although, well, I'm in charge of some Virginian stuff. So what exactly do you do as in charge of some Virginian stuff? I do stuff like translate things into Virginian. It's the only member crew. Yeah, we know. I think then as your job to process all the Virginian paperwork. Yeah. See? So it would appear. It's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. That's not what I'm doing at all. Just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus. I don't get what you're saying. The only thing that distracts her is the landscape in your head. Alright. She's the only one doing Virginian stuff. Document says it was loaded on board in Europe, but statue is fake. Let's present it.
Objection!
You're the only one in the flight crew that speaks Virginian. Is that correct? Yeah. Studied abroad in Virginia for a while. Wake up, bruh. We got your ass. The signature belongs to you. This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose, to lead anyone who read it to believe that Ms. was going into Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Virginian is you, Miss Millie. Without your participation, the smuggling of Aleph Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep when I'm pointing my fingers at you. I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. How do you know me? It's exactly as you say. Confessing? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. We can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it? I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that. There's gonna be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you're involved in the smuggling, you would have strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding the smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he'd killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think about maybe Rhoda is smuggling ring? After all, like me, Rhoda has access to many things and they're playing for work purposes. So perhaps there is some element of a setup. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you, I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone he can. You have no proof that Rhoda has been set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning. Cargo probably. Well, let's go with that. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail, but should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase, ergo they made do with whoever was at hand at that plan and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had enough tough time too. I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That's because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for a killer to frame someone? Who he was? Maybe? What special circumstance dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Who he was? When the murder took place, where the murder took place, maybe? I don't know. History? The killer went to hide the suitcase in the front shop and brought the pig bang that, was it who he was? It was an Interpol, right? What does she have to do with it? When the murder took place? It was 5 to 6, right? Where's the autopsy report? The time? Let's go with the time. Before the movie was scheduled to go on, around the time most all the passengers were into their seats, The killer had to choose someone who was not. This might be wrong. Is that explanation of how the killer chose who, not why they had to? Well, I thought it was best to start from there. Alright. Just getting to the meat of my argument. Let's go with who? The killer was at a loss to do with Agent Hick's body. Just so happened there was a bunch of empty suitcases. Being a skin man. You mean that the whole plan to frame someone was... No, that's not what I said. You were wrong with the gist of the meeting. The one with the wrong delusion was here. Oh, god damn it. Patience. I was about to reveal the truth. Right, so it's where the murder took place. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter what country, custom is quite strict day and age, so no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice to beframe either Mr. or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of Homo's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you. Only you alone could be the murderer. And? Are you already done? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyways, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. Isn't there a single piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture? The phone. Did the killer take it? The phone doesn't make sense to me. Let's go with this. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not, but that's because it went missing and still is. Missing? What do you mean? In the complex puzzle of this case, there was one piece that kept getting stuck on. That's the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent 6. Or at least that's what he told me. That's right. But Agent Hick's cell phone could not be found at this crime scene. The killer took the phone with him? Precisely. That lead us to the killer. Ha, come on. Yes, there he is. If the victim fell to his death in the height, wouldn't the phone break as well? We wouldn't know until we try a little experiment. Francisca, I'd like to ask your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Call it. His phone is ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it. Where's it coming from? It's here. Miss Millie, wake up. I got sleepy all of a sudden because it sounded like a lullaby. Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. Better hurry. Ringing comes from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned. We must find it. Doesn't seem to be over here. Shut up, man. Stop talking. Somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. The ringing comes from here, sir. What? It can't be. It's gotta be the victim's cell phone. €10? What? How'd it go? Where'd you find the phone? Found it in the flight attendant's room. Miss Tenero's locker. What? Wrote it Tenero. I don't know anything. It wasn't me. wasn't me. It's Von Karma. I suggest you arrest this Rhoda. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed a cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the time. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Franziska's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on it.
Hold it!
Well, hold it! No. It's not over. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Oh, there's a crack. The LCD's broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Video? Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Miss Agent Hicks planning to reserve the crime scene? Franziska, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Can't believe you don't know. Looks very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some photos? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say they'd be very inconvenient photos. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. Just take the SD card out. May I go back to sleep now? Yes, you may.
Objection!
Yes, you may. Please go back to sleep while we do our work. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that? Just take the SD card out, that's what I'm saying. Looks like the killer isn't very familiar with electronics. His phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens work. You can still use it. Like, it's gonna have a crack on the phone, but you can still view it. When waiting to be accessed, all you have to do is transfer the data to my phone. Thank you. Franziska, your phone, if you please. Very well. Transferring. Alright. Displaying it now. This is Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hours read nowhere in this pic. It has no meaning. She's right. Not like we can find out Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Examine. Guardrail. Exactly the same. It was extremely, entirely too low. Almost fell to my death. I was saved in a miracle-like manner. Perhaps he would run away from death by the skin of the gums. Try to narrowly escape death by the skin of one's teeth. Shakespeare, now then there is something in this photo. The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd. Agent Hicks was still alive at the time, so what exactly is odd about it? Oh, I was only pointing out that there are differences. They all have one I'll just simply add a rude awakening of defending objection and contradiction. What is this? Boxes of bed sheets. Santa Barbara. There's nothing weird without them. Can't shake the feeling. What exactly is different between then and now? These boxes? Oh, the cargo ship from Virginia to Zhengfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One class of boxes written in Virginian. It says, It is cloth in English. Cloth. Could it be? This is where the killer... What? What is that scary face? Miss Millie? Yes. It appears that Agent Higgs was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point to who the killer is. Ha! Maybe you should force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. For genuine carbon piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. Document labels, the statue is loaded, the statue is fake. Wanna try this? If you have any... stop! If you have any questions regarding transaction... I want to say this.
Take that!
Would you care to fill me in what you're trying to prove with that? By example, it shows that I'll be representing my evidence on my matching. Damn it. Beaten on the upper half of his back. Brought it in. The Borginian cargo. Why is that there? Has to do with the time, right? It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5. So it happened before that. That's the why. Statue is loaded on board in Europe. A statue is fake. It has to be this, right?
Take that!
Try it. Yep. Okay. History. Timestamp. She bought the suitcase with her. Virginian cargo, this specifically looking at this particular. The timestamp. Just as Miss Tendera said, the timestamp says she bought the suitcase at 5:40. Oh, no. Leaf red. What about leaf red? What about the cargoes? I'm not sure. What is this? I just switched it open the phone. Well. When did they start putting keyboard like this? Hey, this is one of those computer cell phones. What do you mean recently? How old is this? I guess we can use an email, talk about inconvenient. The Virginian cargo in this piece of evidence. Mimi says something. Mr. Ackley Hicks was there in C when he took off again at 5. Was found inside. Highly likely killer got this from the cargo hold. I said a cargo? What a... Can I say the cell phone? So he took the photo. Can I see that photo again? So he takes the photo with his phone. Which he has around his neck usually. World famous export. Was the cloth in there? Let's try it.
Take that!
What is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood it had spilled. And there was one thing that bothered me the whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found the answer in this very photo. The cargo was unloaded. It's like if I had cloth written on it. In Virginia, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed the piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian, and the only crew member that this type of superhuman is pretty flimsy. Killer probably searched through the boxes and what reviews. And your friend who didn't care if the boxes in English or Virginian. Sorry, but cannot agree with your assessment. But there was no need for the killer to tear up the boxes or earn them at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then, logically, the killer would have opened this box first. The bed sheets. It says bed sheets.
Take that!
Hey, it says bed sheets. Precise, and bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, didn't you say? What are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth, Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was the cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs of the box for the shoot. However, Virginian claws, well, that's the horse of a different color. Because the killer knew it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zengfa. That's right, that's why the Virginian claws were used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision was you, Camille, and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm that any of the boxes were resealed. All we have to do is contact the Zengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Miller? Why not confess to your crimes here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zengfa? Oh, there it goes. The meltdown. She's slapping herself with bubbles. But why'd you kill him, bro? He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. Just say it was self-defense. You could have just said it was self-defense and you would have been protected. We finished making all the arrangements to take this. So she blamed Miss Tenero. Like, she did all that calculations? Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her. Whenever we approached the topic, she just started foaming off the mouth. It was scary, sir. She wasn't prepared to commit murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth? I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything. Nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of appreciation. I don't want it. I'll sell it. Can I get a refund? Okay, fair. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve you very well. Remember, we here at Go Airlines are always ready to serve. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Now let's bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where we go. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But boy, that was fun. Speak for yourself. By the way, where is Franziska? She's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Yes. She's always really busy. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserved earlier? Got it. I want to get to the bottom of this. Franziska, I thought I told you when you first landed, I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. Who do you think I am? Franziska Karma, very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing period living on her life in the name of fame and her invisible father don't. True. Her father, Manfred, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. Phoenix Wright. One silver and a big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent in the seas with me. Another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Rushmore. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. And just like that, she's gone. Huh? Thank goodness. I'm finally just easy knowing I'm gonna have to watch her. For her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for your help and cooperation. It was nothing, sir. Happy to help. I'm gonna celebrate adding a little extra salt in my instant noodles tonight. So, just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisco? He deserves more, man. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road at the patrol car. Don't make me mind you, detective. Safety first. I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisco von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of the ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the side of this war, they begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Finally, I called who knows how many times earlier and I can get through. You are. Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Amano? Ernest Amano. So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son. He's been kidnapped. Ernest. I don't remember Ernest. Is he the dude with the cowboy? Save complete. Kidnap turnabout. I'll do it later.